Imagine being on the phone with your child in the middle of the night. He tells you his car is stuck, but he is completely safe. You talk to him for 47 minutes while you drive to pick him up. Suddenly, he yells a curse word. The line goes dead, and he is never seen again. This is the unsettling reality of 19-year-old Brandon Swanson's disappearance. A case that proves you can vanish while someone is literally listening to your every step. On May 14th, 2008, Brandon was driving home after celebrating the end of the college semester. He lived in Marshall, Minnesota, and chose gravel backroads to avoid the main highways. At 1:54 a.m., he called his parents. He told them his car had slipped into a ditch. Brandon wasn't hurt, and the car wasn't damaged, but the wheels were hung up. He asked his parents to come pick him up, stating he was near the nearby town of Lynn. It is important to note a verified medical fact. Brandon was legally blind in his left eye. This detail would soon play a fatal role in his journey. His parents immediately got in their truck and drove to the location he described. They stayed on the phone with him the entire time. However, when they arrived at the spot, they didn't see Brandon or his car. They began flashing their headlights, telling Brandon to look for the signal. Brandon flashed his own car lights, but neither side could see the other. Frustrated, Brandon decided to leave his car. He told his dad he could see the lights of a town in the distance and would walk toward them. He told his parents to meet him at a local bar's parking lot in Lind. For the next 47 minutes, Brandon walked through the darkness, keeping his dad on the line. He mentioned walking on a gravel road and cutting across agricultural fields. He didn't sound disoriented and was speaking clearly. At one point, he told his dad he was stepping over a fence and could hear running water nearby. Then, at 2:42 a.m., mid-sentence, Brandon suddenly yelled, "Oh, shit!" His parents heard what sounded like a foot slipping on gravel or mud. Then, complete silence. They called his number repeatedly for the rest of the night, but the phone just kept ringing. When police finally investigated, cell phone tower data revealed a chilling mistake. Brandon was not near the town of Lind. He was 25 miles away, in a completely different county, near the town of Taunton. Police found his car exactly where he drove it into the ditch. Because of his poor eyesight, the lights he saw were likely from a distant grain elevator, not a town. Directly in his walking path was the Yellow Medicine River, running fast and deep that night. Search dogs tracked his scent directly to the riverbank, where the trail abruptly ended. Despite massive search efforts over the years, neither Brandon Swanson nor his phone have ever been found. The only positive outcome of this tragedy is Brandon's Law. This legislation now forces Minnesota police to begin searching for missing adults immediately, without a waiting period. But even with this law, the case remains unsolved, leaving investigators with two chilling details. First, the river was only knee-deep, in the area where the dogs lost his scent. Even if he fell in, drowning without a trace seems highly unlikely. Second, and most disturbing, Brandon's phone remained active for several days after he vanished. His parents kept calling, and it kept ringing, but no one ever answered. Somewhere out there in the dark, that phone kept ringing until the battery finally ran out. This case has officially been unsolved for over 15 years. Which theory makes the most sense to you? Share your thoughts in the comments.